In a world where equality is just another euphemism for mediocrity, where participation is more highly valued than achievement, where just enough to get by is the new standard of excellence, there is a small minority of people who fight back against such apathy, who struggle daily to reach new heights. These brave few are the hope for the future, the bright shining light for the next generation. They are the ones who will lead us to the places we have never dreamed of, to the undiscovered country, to reach goals only a few can even begin to imagine. Unfortunately, none of those people could be here tonight, so kick back and relax. Prepare yourself for several hours of fun, friendship, fascinating conversation, and fabulous music. All those F's, that's an alliteration and kind of a radio trick. Speaking of radio, you're listening to the most popular radio station in the history of broadcast radio, at least among stations that originate from Chris's living room. It's Curious Times. Your host is a curious listener. Here she is, Chris.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to Canadian Tire. What the hell was that? Welcome to Curious Times. Where was my head at? Welcome to Canadian Tire. That was my first full-time job. Crappy Tire. And, so yes, I made more income when I was 14 than I have in the whole past 10 years. And so anyway, okay. Well, I'm wondering what part of Kathleen's hair would be considered ivory or blonde. I don't understand. I don't see any ivory or blonde. I see ebony. I do not see ivory.
That's ivory.
I have.
DJ said she liked my hair, and I said it's ivory.
Oh, your hair. Well, I could have swore that was under Kathleen's. What is going on? Okay, I love your hair. Oh, Kathleen said your hair. Oh, okay. That looks definitely. Oh, yes. Okay. How did I shouldn't even be here, man. I swear to God, when I looked at that, it said.
Well,
Kathleen
listen to what happened to me today. I went and got groceries and did some errands, and I came back home and I thought, God, this shirt's really tied up around my neck. I looked and I had my shirt on backwards.
Been there, done that. Yeah. Inside out, backwards, done different socks, different underwear inside out. You get to work and then like you go to the bathroom for the first time and you're all like, oh, this is not good. Inside out underwear. Anyway, we're here. Kathleen is here. It is Wednesday, April 11th. We're going to be off for a few days, it looks like, unless we just do a BS show. One of these couple of days coming up. So we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, mostly because Friday, normally we'd be here on Friday, but Selva can't make it. And so Sunday, Amy's here, Monday, Diana Monroe, Tuesday, Lisa, Nolan, Shavasky, then I'm off, Wednesday, Thursday. Then I have 2 days on and then 2 days off. It's like a lot of time off coming up for me. Get a job. Time to get a job, you guys. Everybody. I need to get an effing job, okay? Okay. It's like crunch time in Canada. And let's manifest that tonight. Okay, nobody says or does anything except manifest a great job for Chris. A great job. And, okay, done. All right, so Kathleen is here. I think that Michael's been here for Kathleen. I don't know if this is a first for you or not, Michael. I don't know. I am losing track. So if not, then Kathleen is also a first-timer for you. She's a psychic medium originally from Canada and now living in the United States through no fault of her own. And she's been doing this for let's just say 25, 26, 27 years. I think it was 25 years by the time I met her, and she's been with us for a couple of years already, I think. A couple of years, maybe? And so, if not more, she has clients around the world. She does do gallery readings, house clearings, motivational speaking events. She does a lot of work with crystals and stones. You'll have to hit her up for her website or do something like go to her Facebook and say, hey, where can I find all your stones and crystals? Or do something like that. Or if you're psychic, then you won't really need to do any of that and you'll just be able to know. But you could just mosey on over to Kathleen's website at www.KathleenMoorePsychicMedium.com, and Moore is Moore. KathleenMoorePsychicMedium.com, or you can do the good old-fashioned way and phone her up at 330-554-8202. Or you can shoot her an email at KathleenMooreReading@gmail.com, or you can hit her up on Facebook at Facebook.com/Kathleen Moore Psychic. Or you could just Google Kathleen Moore, for crying out loud, and forget everything I just said, and you could get yourself live links and make it all easy for yourself. So let's just get pitter-patter, let's get at her, and let's go get Kathleen. Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm tired. It's been a very long day.
Oh.
I locked myself out of my house, sat out in the cold for a while because it was warm today until I locked myself out of the house. Then the temperature dropped. Then, so it's been a heck of a day, and I don't know. The energy must have shifted last night because I think everybody's feeling it. Everybody was saying that they were feeling it. And I had Facebook. I try to tell people, I pin a lot to the top of my page, the Facebook messages. It'll show that I have a message, but I can't see it, whether I'm on the phone or on the computer. So then I have to reboot or do something with the Facebook page. So I tell everybody, if you message me on Facebook, it'll give you an automatic response with my email and my phone number and everything, so you can get a hold of me that way. And then I had a client call and was very upset because I hadn't responded to her messages on Facebook. And I said, well, did you get the one that said to call or email me? And she's like, yeah, but I prefer to do it by Facebook. Well, I couldn't see it. I knew she messaged me, but I couldn't see what it said. I still can't. So
trying to send signals, Color send smoke signals.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I mean, it's okay to have your preferences and everything else, but when shit's not working, then we have to rework it. People, we got to do something different if it ain't working.
Well, I did some live feeds. I'm trying to do once a week live feeds with pulling a card, for people and everything. And they've gone from being, 15-minute live feeds to 1 hour because I keep pulling cards for people, and I'm totally getting into that. I'm loving that. And that's been a lot of fun. So then that brings a lot of people in. So I try to say during the video too, I'm not ignoring you, but I do. In Facebook, you get those spam bots too, They're not real people. They're not real profiles, and they send you messages and everything like that. So I've got a ton of messages to try to go through, and sometimes people get lost in the shuffle. But today I saw all these messages come in, and I click on it, nothing. It's like they weren't even there. So it's like,
Same thing happens to me with Facebook. I really get frustrated with it, and the whole world should teach Facebook a damn lesson and quit.
So, yeah, I mean, I was, fielding that today. And then I went out and did some running around and got locked out of the house. And obviously it's like, it's a beautiful day out until you get locked out of the house and it's kind of cold.
I think at all times I have, I shouldn't say this, well, nobody knows where I live anyways, but, I think I have, my upstairs, this helped me one time actually too, because I got locked out of my house, and, my upstairs bedroom window was unlocked. Closed, but unlocked. You know what I mean? And so I was able to go and track down a freaking ladder and break into my house upstairs from my bedroom, And
yeah. So, I checked every door and window and back door, everything. No, not even the little tiny bathroom window that I know I couldn't fit through. I'd like to think that I could, but I know I can't. But I'm like, you know what? If that window's open, I will figure out a way to get through it. So.
Well, you could just put your head in and warm your face up.
Yeah. But it wasn't even, I was like on lockdown. And then, what happened was I got distracted. That's when I got distracted with those messages. I had my keys, I have my car keys and my house keys on two different rings. And I had my car keys in my hand in that one, and then I couldn't see that message, and she called right at that time. So we're talking, we're getting everything set up for a reading. And then I dropped my keys in my recliner and I left. I went, got my car, did my running around. And then, it's terrible when you can see through the window, you can see the keys you need. That's like torture. I'm like, you want me to talk and sing like a canary, lock me out in the cold and let me be able to see my keys.
Fatal error. Fatal error. One must keep the car key and the house key together, because you can't go somewhere in the car without having your house key then,
Yeah.
And I remember one time in particular, I had this little Phoenix, kind of car. It was a Phoenix something or other, 1984, I believe. And so it had the little, like the locking mechanism was a slide forward and backward, but it was not on top. You know what I mean? It was like where the handle from the inside, where the handle to open the car door. So I locked myself out of that. More than once, one time I actually managed with a coat hanger to open, to slide that sucker. But the easier way was to hook the door handle and open it that way. And I'm like, I would spend hours, but I would not give up. You know what I mean? I would not.
I had to call one of my daughters. She works nights. So I called her. I didn't want to call her and her not get enough sleep and work a 12-hour tonight. So I waited a couple hours and then called her and said, "Are you getting up for work?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Can you come let me in the house?" She came over and her hair, she has hair like me. She's green and she has rainbow hair. She came over and it's all sticking up. She's in her pajamas. She goes, "Oh my God, how long have you been out here, Mom?" I'm like, "A couple hours. It's okay."
Aww. Well, that's nice. Yeah. You really have to find a nice hiding spot for a key, though. You know what I mean?
I did have a good hiding spot. My other daughter used it the other day and didn't put it back. That's why I said today was just, one of those days. It was just like I was just like, So, but it's better now, and I had a really wonderful evening, and I got some. I need to get with you my next, I think 2 weeks from now. I'm going to be traveling a little bit and doing some work, vacation stuff, and some family stuff. So I won't be able to come the Wednesday too from now, but we can switch another night if you want. because I'll be on the road. I'll be on the road, and I'm worried that it'll cut in and out because I don't know what part of the road I'll be in. So,
that's the 25th.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just delete it now, and then I won't forget. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then if we want to do another night, or something next week, before I leave and stuff, that would be great. And then, because I'm going to be driving back and forth, but that particular day, I'm worried I'm going to be in between Pennsylvania and here, and sometimes I just don't have the phone. That it won't work. So.
No, gotcha. No problem. No problem. Not a problem. So Mary Margaret must be on to teach us something. So let's sit back and let's let Mary Margaret teach us. So now what, your mic doesn't work now?
How to wear your shirt backward in public.
That was the best story of the day. I laughed so hard when you said that because I pictured it.
Stu went to work one day and he called me and he had his inside out at work.
Uh-huh.
We're a weird family.
Yeah. Well, everybody's weird, really. It's just like saying what's abnormal. Like the new normal is abnormal. It's normal to be abnormal. There is no normal. And so we all just have these expectations that, the rest of the world is perfect and
right.
They really aren't. Whatever's going on with you and your silly little ass household is going on in every other silly ass little household.
It's true. That's true.
I had to run because for already I should show you guys, but I mean for already weeks, my concealer has been pretty much bone dry, and I've been doing the crazy things to whatever, to try and cover up the bags into my eyes and that. And so I shouldn't say bags, I should say dark circles. And it was also good out of half and half, and I'm all so then last couple of weeks, I had these checks that I couldn't get cash because my car wouldn't run and all this kind of stuff, and so anyhow, and I had run bone dry out of cash, and so for a couple of weeks I was scraping together every toonie and loony I could find all over the place, and so that would get me by, to get milk or whatever I needed. And then that pretty much came to an end too, last week, and so I'm and then I'm maybe there is, because there's this place. I'm not going to say it out loud, but there's this place where I, used to stash a little bit of money. So anyway, I'm nah, no, it's just, I'm sure I used all that. And so anyways, I lift the thing up and there's three $50 bills, and I'm bingo! I got cash. I got cash. I got paper money. So,
now you need change.
So I was able last week to go and get some things, and I had some cash that I could get that with. And then so today, right a half an hour before showtime, I'm I really need to. I should really just go. And so I'm that's when I posted and said I might be a couple minutes late, and then I raced. I went crazy running and and so then I get there to the drugstore that's right there, and the place where they had all the makeup stuff is empty shelves. And I'm oh no, don't tell me. And so anyway, I go down and then I come back all the way. I find then they had just bare bones, and they didn't have the same kind. They had the same brand, but not the same tone, the same color. Mm-hmm. And so I had to just, I don't know, ivory something or other. And instead of something that's rather natural, Maybelline, whatever, age-defying fucking whatever. You know what I mean? And it's not age-defying. Because I don't need, anyhow. I look as young as you could look. You know, if I didn't have all this gray hair, I'm sure that
I don't have
nobody
any
would
eye
guess.
makeup on.
You see, like, my problem is, like, I mean, you can see, like, even with concealer, very poorly. Because then I come home and there's a couple minutes before it's showtime, and then you're, like, twirling that sucker, and, like, it's still going dry, because it's got to work its way up, right? You like, cranking the shit, and just, like, and you're like, ah. And I know from the past, like, you can't go too crazy, because then all of a sudden you got this overflow.
I know from past experience.
So, like, you have to be, so I'm all like, so you have to be all patient and everything with it. But, so for me, it's just really, like, dark, really, like, it looks like I got, like, a couple of black eyes. Really, if I have nothing on, it looks really bad. Somebody beat the snot out of me or something like that, right?
I got the big bags, too.
I call it different. Like, bags are different from, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dark circles.
I have the bags, but I don't have any makeup on. I have my, my eyes are tattooed, so.
That's what I want to do.
It looks like I have it on.
Last night I was sitting here going, like, I should get, like, all this tattooed. And I'm all like, my luck, then I would get, like, then I would get, like, a beautiful suntan, and there would be, like, something really bad. Really bad, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't work at all. You know, like, I'm just going. I could have glasses on, like, I'll have glasses on. I have to have it. I can't wear my glasses at the computer anymore. Like, I can't.
I can't read without them, so I put mine up and then put them down when I have to read something.
And I can't read them with them on, but I had to have them for further away. Whereas when I was younger, I could, either way was good. You know what I mean? With the same prescription, I could be at the computer and I could be okay in the car, you know? And so, but anyway, how spiritual are we being tonight, right? It's false advertising.
It's false advertising, and it's retrograde. Not that matters, but obviously something shifted last night because everybody's ready to lose their shit. And maybe it's the weather.
I have to say though, with like I hear this all the time. Like, all it takes is one person to say, "Oh, did you feel the shift?" Then all of a sudden, everybody all day long is like, "Oh, did you feel that shift?" And I felt the extra shift. And I'm all like, "I didn't feel nothing."
This is deja vu.
Yeah.
I feel like I could tell you what you're going to say.
No, we've had this conversation before, yeah.
Kathleen, because you're not using a headset, every clankety little noise you make is like really loud.
I am using a headset.
Okay, but
I was playing with my crystals. Sorry, I'll push them away.
No, let me say to you this. You might have a headset on, but the computer is using the webcam microphone, not your headset microphone.
Oh, it could be because I was playing with my crystals.
No. Ever since the beginning of the show. See, like if you go like this on your mic, we won't hear that.
Okay.
We won't. Yeah, and if you go tap on your keyboard. See?
So how do I change that?
We won't mess with it. But basically, that's what's happening. Is it's defaulting to your built-in microphone. It's not using your headset mic. And so anyway, just wanted to because I know the difference. Like after all these years.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Because that must have been really loud for all of you.
So I wasn't going to say anything until you started twinkling around with your crystals.
I was touching my crystals. They keep my energy. They ground me. Yeah. So.
Touch one at a time.
I got some. I know. I'll just grab one then. So. I got some really nice ones and some new ones. So.
Oh, do tell.
I got a couple of museum pieces in. I got a smoky quartz tower, and then I got a Lemurian quartz with red quartz in it. And then I got a lot of amethyst. I got 3 amethyst geodes that one has quartz inclusions with black tourmaline points. The other 2 have citrine in them, mixed with citrine. I can show it to you if you want, CJ.
Sure.
I don't, and my lighting isn't really good in here, but yeah, I can show you. Hang on, let me move around and hopefully not trip on anything. Because, it's been one of those days. I mean, I might not get locked out, then I'll trip. So can you see the geodes?
Yeah, nice. Oh, for everybody to know, you can change your view in the bottom right-hand side of your thing by clicking on the downward arrow there.
So yeah, this is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And you can click like video only, and then it'll make the video bigger, and you'll be able to see better. Go ahead.
So then I have this small amethyst, but it's jewelry grade.
Those look like bigger penises behind the.
Oops. Yeah. Sorry, those are special orders for a special client.
Like those look a lot bigger than mine.
Yeah, those are a lot bigger than my bestseller. Then here, I don't know if you can see this with the light.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, they're really pretty. And then this one has celestite in it.
Wow.
It has the blue celestite.
Almost the shape of Alberta.
Yeah, actually, you're right. It is. That comes with I have that with a wrought iron stand. And then, I don't know, CJ, you'll probably like this one.
That's really nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wee.
A nice one. And then,
I've never seen like that in my life.
That's
amazing.
Yeah, it's an agate with amethyst geode that's made into a sphere. The back side is.
Oh my God. The people that could make that stuff, that's amazing.
And then this is the tower.
Mm-hmm.
This is the citrine tower. It's got rainbows all through it. So,
yeah.
And this is the red quartz with the Lemurian.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, wow.
On natural. And then of course that's a new, this is like a 200 millimeter crystal ball. So, and we have a bunch of plates. So yeah, this is all new stuff. There's one of the big salt lamps. See?
Oh yeah.
It's like 100 pounds.
Jesus.
Yeah.
How many people ever show up live to your office?
How many people have what?
Ever show up live to your office?
Right now they changed the zoning laws here, so I have very limited office visits. Starting May 1st, they'll be limited. But before that, I have people make appointments to come in and look at the crystals, and I do private buying. I do buy some online, but all of these ones, except for the special order that you saw, were bought, by feel and looking for them and stuff. The one geode I didn't show up close. It has citrine, that orange points all through it, and it's what they call a jewelry grade amethyst, which means it's really, really dark purple. was a special order. So, and then,
That's awesome.
but everything else is packed up. These are the only ones that aren't packed up because I have a show this weekend. So I take the crystals with me to the shows, but I have people that come by appointment to look at the crystals, and some people, tell me what they want, and I go shopping and buy them and show them online, or do a live video with them, like a video chat, so they can pick out their own. But yeah, that agate sphere is so cool. I love it. I don't know if I'll get rid of that one. Yeah, Mary, I sent her a selenite lamp.
Oh, nice.
I also sent you
I can't remember what else I got.
You got a rainbow moonstone cabochon, and then you bought the large labradorite that we did when we did the crystal readings last time. You bought the one that I used to read you.
Cool.
So, which is really flashy. And then I sent you a special gift.
Oh,
So.
You didn't have to do that.
Well, I know that.
Thank you.
But I did. And then, so yeah, those are all, I don't know if you guys want to see them one at a time, I can probably switch sides there and then grab them. I have an obsidian sphere as well. Big crystal balls are selling. Like I pick them out. I have an 80 millimeter, 110, 133, 150, which already found, has already gone to its home. The 150, the 133 millimeter and the 150 millimeter went to their home already. And then I have the 200 millimeter, which is big. It's huge. It's like the size of a bowling ball, if not a little bit bigger. So, and then it was, but yeah, and then I forgot that those were on that shelf there. Those ones are those are a special order.
I'm like, that's big, much bigger than my penis.
Yeah.
I love the one that's got the...
I'm not hinting that I want one, by the way.
No, those ones are special orders. Those are actually special orders for
There's mine.
There's a big difference.
That's about 6 inches.
She belongs to the Little Dicky Club.
The Little Dicky Club. Me too. I have then I have a lot of I got a lot of crystal like I said, I have that week. I have the Gift of Light Expo this weekend, so I have everything packed up except those big ones. The plates are really pretty too. Two of those, they're on. I have them on. They're like displays, but I would make tables out of them or stuff. But these ones are smaller, and one's an agate with some druzy pockets, and then the other two are fluoride.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's flashy. What's that one? Is that one I sent you?
I think so, yeah. Like, it's just like this way, it's just a normal crystal.
Yeah.
Must be like on the bottom here. There must be a rainbow.
Yeah, that's not from me. I was going to say that must be from Mary Margaret.
See, that came with this.
Yeah,
that's Mary.
And, yeah, this one, that's kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like, because if you just look at it this way, then it's just a clear, it looks like at the bottom they have, on the inside, there's like something that's got colors all on it, so that when you do that, you get all kinds of different, nice red one in there. Yeah, red. Nice. That's so
really
cool.
Pretty. Those are so nice.
And,
what's the one, the polished one with the hole where you've got the crystal inside that you showed? Kathleen?
Which one?
That one that's rounded and all polished on the outside, and then it's open and the...
Oh, that's an agate sphere with what they call a druzy pocket, but it's amethyst. It's a really light amethyst. Do you want to See it again?
Oh, that's so pretty.
Oh my God. I'm going to die when I see it again. Oh.
I know. Let me go get it. I'll just have to turn around my stuff here. So it's my room.
Like that.
Oh, I have this beautiful piece that's of my, for my own collection too, that I absolutely love. Let me get my cord so it doesn't. It's just going to be one of those days for me. Okay, there we go. My battery goes down quick if I don't keep my computer plugged in. Okay, so now I'm on my. Here it is.
Oh man,
this is it.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then this is the back side.
How cool is that?
It has a little bit of a, like where it was formed in the geode right here. So it's not, you can only polish that so much, but yeah, that's the inside of that.
Wow.
It does look like Pac-Man.
Yeah, I was going to say Pac-Man.
Yeah.
It does.
Or an eye right here. Like I always think this reminds me of the eye. So that's what I see with that. And then I have it on, and then this is Appetite. That's blue too. Everybody's loving the Appetite right now. It's it's heavy. It almost feels like, well, I guess they call it pyrite, but fool's gold. So, but it's heavy like that. And then this is the Obsidian sphere I have in right now. It's so black. It's perfect.
Yeah.
I love this one. So some of these I'm like, okay. And I got little turtles. Look at this labradorite. This is a palm stone.
Oh, wow. Hey, oh, wow. Wow.
And that one is like really, really shiny. See the...
Yeah.
So that one was pretty good too. And then I don't know if you can see all the plates. See the plates there? They're all in there.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. How you get that? See, it would be hard for me if I was in your business to wouldn't want to let any of it go. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't want to let any of. I would become overcome by.
Well, that's what I do. I'm like, if it doesn't sell, I'll keep it. I'm like, and I don't, I'm like, some of them I'm really, hang on, let me get you I want to get one of my personal pieces. It's like my favorite. I love this. Hang on a minute.
So, listen, okay, no, we have a couple minutes.
Okay, so this is Sharite, real Sharite.
Nice.
And this is what this is what they would call a museum piece or a display piece because there's no gray or yellow in it. Sharite usually has gray and yellow in it. This is
there's great depth in that one.
Yeah. And it's so pretty. And then this one's cool.
Oh yeah.
It's a quartz with chloride in it.
Chloride. Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like there's moss or a mountain in it.
Wow. Yeah.
So these are two of my favorite pieces. But see, it's raw. This isn't polished. It's just a raw point. So, yeah. But I love that one.
Yeah, like where it's all smooth on the one side and still raw and chunky on the other side.
Yeah.
I like that's cool. So. I got a smaller one that's kind of like that. It's too far away from me right now. So far away from me. So
Then I have this is blue calcite. I've had this one forever.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I have that. I have it on my goddess stand. My goddess stand. So that one's always sitting in the middle when I do readings, people. And then I had a friend that made this wand for me.
Wow, hey?
Yeah.
That looks. Change my view again. Okay, now move it up because it's so big.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Wow. So
Yeah.
that's all wood. That's all wood, and then there's a crystal at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some beading, and they did some silver work, and then there's these little peace signs, and then this is a rainbow moonstone right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is one of those gypsum crystals that I pull out of the lake every year. We talked about, and then the hemp, but. Is there, so that's, I've never, that's the only wand I've really kept. Some people are really into the wands, and that's the only one that it was a gift from a friend of mine, and I just love it. It's got a great energy about it. So.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's good.
Yeah, so it'll be lots of, and I got lots of little hearts and stuff that I picked out because I just like to pick out some stuff for the show, little stuff that kids can get, and worry stones, the thumbprint stones. I love those. Mm-hmm. So when I have this, I'll play with this the whole show. This is my favorite piece. It's just such a pretty color.
I've showed this before, and this is just a found rock. You know what I mean? Just a found rock.
Yeah.
And it's so awesome. So awesome. It's
It looks like a Shiva.
Really, I don't know what the hell it is, but you know what? It's so cool. For just a regular found rock. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the shape of a tomahawk. Little bitty tomahawk.
This just still ranks as one of my favorites, though.
Yeah. I've never had one like that yet. That was like one of my best tumbles right there.
Yeah.
Perfect third eye rock.
Always right in front of me. Always right in front of me right here. And
do you ever turn your lamp on?
Who, me?
Chris, her lamp.
What lamp?
Angel light I made you.
Yeah, I do.
Do you? Cool.
Yeah, you've asked me that before. And this I was saying the other day, this that you made, like it came with a suction cup for the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And of course the very first day I got it, I went to go use it and it promptly fell off the suction cup and just about broke.
Oh.
So I said, screw the suction cup, right? But I said, like, this is actually, this is meant to be a sun, to put in your window. What do they call it?
Sun catcher.
Yeah, but this is actually, the way it's constructed and the weight of this crystal at the bottom is, makes it for a rather perfect pendulum, actually.
Oh,
wow.
And, so it always stays right here. Like it's always like I have this little hook thing right here. And, so I keep some certain stuff that's just gotta be within my little handmade Inukshuk that Corrine made such fun of before. And,
I love that.
And, she like made fun of it. But it's like just black rocks with that white glue.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really so easy to make, on your own. And it's a perfect head for it, right? A perfect flat face stone for the head. That's like in the Inuit, this is like safe passage. Like they would build these as a sign to give safe passage.
Mm-hmm.
And so there. Hey, well, let's do a song, and then I don't know. What are we gonna do? Nobody's here for a reading, so we're gonna have to figure out something to do. Okay, guys? Maybe play some kind of psychic game, or I don't know. We'll have to figure something. Get all of our creative thinking caps on, and we'll figure out what we'll do with the last half of the show.
Yeah.
We'll go with no, not that one. Let me look at another song list, and then we'll, poor Jenny always has to delete these out whenever I play songs, poor thing. Because YouTube always gets on her. And, the funny thing is, I do have a lot of music where I have written permission from the artist, and even I've noticed at times when I use that, it's still being edited out by YouTube, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Because YouTube might not have the permission to be on there.
But if you have permission to play it on your show, you know what I mean? Then, you know what, I don't know, like, anyway, it doesn't matter. It's just bullshit, right? Anyhow.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. Okay, let's do, there's a third time. These are the times. Here, let's do this one. Oh, Amy's here. Amy hates Billy Joel. We won't do Billy Joel. See, I'm sensitive. Here, we'll do this. I have them
Are you looking for a place to meet like-minded people? Perhaps you're a light worker looking for a safe place to share your thoughts and services. We've got a place for you. IntuiTalks.com. Join for free, post updates, blogs, create and join groups via website or radio or class package. The possibilities are endless. Join the all-spiritual, all-under-one-roof network, www.IntuiTalks.com.
All right, we're back. Welcome back. Amy's listening, and Corrine, Christy, Diane, Mary Margaret, Michael, hanging in there with us, and Shelby, staying up late, I guess, or she fell asleep. And let's get Kathleen's mic undone. What are you showing us there?
Well, I don't remember what this stone is, and I was wondering if Christy recognized it. It's kind of a cool-looking stone.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's a heart.
Yeah, and I picked it up. I picked up a lot of hearts, but I picked this one out, and for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of this stone. You know what it is? Crane, what is it? I can't remember. It's driving me. I've been racking my brain. It's got like stripes all through it or something. It almost looks like hairs. I can't remember. I got two of them.
Don't call her stones shit, Corrine. That's not very nice.
So if anybody knows what that is, but I got this really cool fluoride too. Like, I love showing my crystals, so you'll have to suffer through it. And then,
okay, let me put my. Okay. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I almost threw it at my computer. Zebra Jasper. That's it. Thank you. I cannot remember what this was.
So think zebra every time you see them straight.
Yeah.
Zebra.
Well, this one, the reason I picked this one because it looked like it had an eye on it.
Uh-huh. You got this eye thing going on, hey, Kathleen?
Yeah. And then
you got an eye fetish.
This is like purple fluorite. I love this piece. And so I've got and then I've got this big fluorite. It's rainbow. So I just got a lot of these, but some of them for the life of me, I could not remember what they were. That one I couldn't remember for sure. And then I know this is a Jasper, but I don't know if it's red Jasper or. I would love to have a rainbow tower. I don't have a tower, not in rainbow fluorite. And then this amethyst is awesome. Look at the points on this. That one is so cool. Love this. This is one of my favorite pieces. Okay, so I got the big one down. I want to show it. I don't know if the lights will show up on it. But this is the one with the citrine, and it has quartz inclusions, and then it has the citrine. Can you see the citrine on that? See how there's darker? That one's just really, really cool. So I love that one because it has like citrine points all through it. So now hearts, I have a lot of hearts, but I don't know what they all are. This is a really, really dark carnelian, CJ. And at first I thought that this one was like mahogany, but then I found the mahogany one to see the difference in color. I like carnelian. I've got quite a bit carnelian here. Carnelian's one of my favorites. I'm attracted to it. So, and I have some clear quartz that came through. And then this is a man-made stone. This is that. I guess they call it goldstone. This is blue stone or blue goldstone. Everybody likes that. I'm not a big fan of the. See, now what is this one then? Because I thought this was zebra jasper too. Maybe it's another jasper. I have a lot of jaspers. So, you know what? That does almost look like moonstone. You're right. I just picked them out for the show this weekend. This is really light Kambaba. So, and then I just have, this is a really cool subtlite one. I'm not a big fan of the heart shapes, but everybody else, like I went for, and I got a lot of the palm, the soap palm stones.
Where's that green one again? She missed it. She loves green.
Which one? The green. I have an avitrine green. This is a fluoride green, but it's.
What was that one you held up a while ago? Maybe it wasn't green, but it looked green. It was a couple of stones ago.
I have this one.
No, it was a lighter.
What is that? Interesting. Like
this is like a man-made stone. It's called goldstone, and you can get it in blue or gold or red. Oh, Kambaba. Okay, that one. That's great.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. Is that also man-made?
No, this is Kambaba Jasper.
Oh, wow. Cool. I haven't heard of it.
It's a pretty popular, and then the mahogany Obsidian.
Very nice, yeah.
That's very popular, and then I do have a lot of green, but a lot of this is Amazonite. It's like a blue-green.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I do have an ocean jasper one right here.
Oh, wow, that's very interesting.
And everybody's like really into this ocean jasper. I'll be honest with you, I think it's ugly. I mean, I pick them out according to vibration, but this is the only one I picked out. Now I have unakite that I picked out, and then this might be ocean jasper too. I just like the way it felt, but I'm not even sure what kind of stone it is. Oh yeah, they're hard to get, the ocean jasper. And then I have I'm trying to think. I have a lot of carnelian, like the little carnelian hearts. And then I have the clear quartz that have the inclusions and the.
I like the angelite too.
Yeah, angelite, it's such a pretty blue. You know what I haven't been able to find, and I love it, is iolite. I sent Chris a pendant once of iolite, and you know what? I should have bought a whole bunch of it then, because I can't find it anywhere anymore. Yeah.
Oh, where? Just so you know. You gotta try and find some of this Ulexite. This is amazing. It's very cool because, like now, let me. So, okay, so when you just like, okay, and it like.
Oh wow.
When you do it, it almost magnifies. It's almost like a magnifying glass in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then when you look at it this way, it's not like clear through. You know what I mean? It's not clear through.
Yeah.
You can't see through it. But as soon as you put it on top of something, you can totally. Here, I always get mixed up with upside right, and so you can see that when you put it on top of something, you can see right through it. But when you go like this, you cannot see right through it. Can you see my eye?
Mm-mm.
No.
So that's bizarre, right? And it'll take on whatever color you put behind it, eh?
Oh yeah.
And like that. And this is it helps you with
Memory?
You know, with, no. Oh my God, you're so bad. It helps with seeing. You know what I mean? With clairvoyance, I guess. They call it the nickname for it is the television stone. The television stone.
Oh, okay.
So did you write that down? Euleksite.
Euleksite. I'm going to write that down right now.
And then, look at it this way. See this way? It looks just like ivory or something. You know what I mean? And then it's just so cool. It's so freaking cool this year. Very cool.
It is really cool.
Yeah, I always drop my freaking stones whenever I go.
So do I. That's why I'm like, oh no, I almost threw that one at the. Corinne said something. I think that we thought this might be moonstone, but now that I'm looking at it, I think this is zebra durite.
Zebra durite.
Yeah. I don't think this is moonstone. If this is moonstone, then it is going to be worth a pretty penny. I'm going to make sure before I take it to the show. And
what I'm disturbed about this moment is I cannot find my. I have an awesome palm stone. What is wrong with my head right now? Welcome to Canadian Tire. That's how my day starts here.
I love pink selenite, CJ. It's so pretty.
Selenite. That's the word I needed, selenite. So I have a beautiful palm stone, it's big, pretty big. And it's selenite. Now that I'm looking for it, I'm realizing I haven't seen that sucker in a long while. So I'm gonna have to put the search dogs out for that.
Did I send you that one?
No, I got that one. I think that I got that one from I want to say Boat Mom or someone like that, a lot of years ago.
After he looked for you a little bit, then I got the Quartz.
I can't hear you good now, Mary Margaret. All of a sudden, what happened?
I have a peach moonstone sphere, CJ. And it has lots of flash in it. I just have all of it packed up right now. I could probably pull it out there real quick if you wanted to see it, but I do have a peach moonstone sphere. Look at this tiny little heart.
Oh.
So cute. It's so cute. Everybody, I like these, I call them soapstones. They're flat, they're easy to hold. But while you were gone, I was showing, this one's really cool if you look in.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. So this is a really nice piece. I like that piece too. And it has all the, the sides. And then this one actually has points on it, but I don't know if you can see it. Like big, huge points.
Amazing.
So those are two of my favorite. Those are those really dark amethyst. I really like those. I was I kind of went overboard with that, but I'm oh well. It's okay.
Amazing.
I'm so glad somebody knew what this was, because for the life of me, I could not remember what this is.
Now you
I always think of spider webs. Zebra jasper. I wrote it down too. But yeah, this ocean jasper, I guess they closed the mine, CJ was saying. And it looks I guess they think it looks usually it has barnacle look to it or whatever, but
I like that one.
Yeah, I had an ocean Jasper sphere, but it sold I only had it 2 days. So, but I think it's ugly. So I don't pick up on it like other people do. And like I said, I do pick up according to what vibration. Every now and then I'll get something that is pretty popular. But most of the stuff I pick up, I just pick up because like this one, I picked this one up because of this. Well, I guess some people would consider it a flaw. You see the quartz in there? Love that. I picked up that one just because of that. This is a Jasper too.
Show that one again. Show that one again. You just showed. Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, there's and then this side of it looks like it's trying to break out of its shell.
Yeah.
So one of these I'm going to end up throwing at the, Thanks for coming, Shelby. I appreciate you being here. Yeah. She said to catch it up with the rest of it.
Gone logs. Let's talk about Shelby now that she's gone. Just kidding. Because she's going to listen later. Now
she's so awesome. She's got such a great energy. So, do anybody know readings tonight?
Doesn't look like it.
All right.
Doesn't look like it. Unless you guys want to get a card pulled or something. You got your cards handy?
Yeah, they're right here.
If anybody is interested.
I saw Mary Margaret had a new deck, or she was showing a deck. What was that about? Maybe she could pull a card for me.
She should pull a card for everybody.
It is
she needs to practice.
Tarot of Dreams.
Well, that sounds good. You should come back online and back on the camera so you can pull one for me.
Okay. What kind of dreams? Which one is it?
Tarot of Dreams. It's Ciro Marchetti.
Dream Oracle cards by Kelly Sullivan Walden.
Oh no, I got
Yes.
Is this?
There it is.
Whoop.
Oh, that looks. So why don't you practice? Why don't you practice?
Okay.
Okay. So just go from the top of the chat. Go from the top of the chat down.
Okay.
Awesome. See, there you go.
Hey.
She's rubbing them on her chest. Oh my god.
Mary Margaret, you're just so much fun.
Okay, here.
Amy's first.
Okay. Miss Amy here. Okay. And Miss Amy gets the Six of Swords. They have they have more symbols at the top. See, they've got. I haven't learned all the symbols yet, but. Dead air, dead air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad it was kind of a slow night because it was a long day for me. I'm not gonna lie. Not as long as some people though.
Oh, okay. So. Here's the symbols too. This is in Mercury, and then it's got another symbol that is Aquarius on the right hand side. I have no idea. I don't know that yet. Sorry.
My brain isn't working tonight either. CJ, while she's doing that, do you remember what this is?
Thank you, Kathleen. Okay, the Six of Swords.
Yes, thank you. CJ, you're so awesome.
Steady, cautious progress, diplomacy, tact, and guile. Calmly exploring the subconscious mind. A masked and hooded figure stands in a red boat, which quietly slips through the water, carrying her through a golden archway. In this card, progress is being made. But this is not the heady victory of the Six of Wands. Instead, it shows slow, steady, thoughtful advancement. Rather than jumping into the fray, the woman is proceeding cautiously, having learned the harsh lessons taught by the Five of Swords. She's hooded and masked to hide her identity, which suggests the use of diplomacy or even guile. The boat is well protected with the six interleaved swords. In a reading, this card suggests you may be better off proceeding slowly, cautiously, and discreetly, rather than declaring yourself openly and loudly. If you are in disagreement with someone, a bit of tact is called for. Perhaps the situation calls for you to not reveal the whole truth about something as opposed to outright lying. And here's the astrology part of it. We create effective and inventive strategies, Mercury, to accomplish our goals in unorthodox and non-direct ways, Aquarius. I don't know what that is. So that's Amy.
I'll take a card.
Okay.
Well, she's just going to go from the top down, yeah?
It don't, whatever.
Whatever. As long as you don't, like, it's just for me, then we don't miss anyone.
No, that's fine. I don't care. I didn't know there was people in line.
Okay. What happened to my screen? Oh. My screen just took a dive here.
We can see you.
Okay. Okay, so next is, who's next, Chris?
Hey, Corey, we may as well go Christy, and we'll hit Corrine at the bottom.
Okay, the Nine of Swords. Stress, tension, anxiety, all caused by the obsessive tendencies of one's own mind. A woman reclines in a darkened room which opens onto an ominous night scene. A tree limb looks almost like threatening claws. The woman obviously has a long, anxious night ahead of her. When this card appears in a reading, it signifies that you are occupying a mental landscape full of tension and anxiety, and it is your own mind that has taken you there. Step by step, thought by thought, your conscious mind has constructed a maze to entrap you, a nightmarish funhouse in which even something as innocent as a tree limb makes an ominous aspect. Nine of Swords that are the 9 swords that are mounted on the column seem to be channeling the negative energy directly at her head, specifically at her eyes, suggesting that how we think about things directly affects how we perceive them. Or perhaps the negative energy is being channeled upward and outward from the woman's mind. All right. Through the woman's mind through the swords and into the scene, graphically demonstrating the concept of the self-fulfilling prophecy. We expect bad things to happen, they probably will. The obsessive tendencies of the human mind that bring us to the bleak landscape can be avoided if we exercise vigilance. Okay, an overactive imagination becomes preoccupied with conflict and struggle. Okay, who's next?
Diane, then Kathleen.
Uh-oh. Diane's got a racy one. Woo-woo. And hers
Lucky
is...
Diane.
Whoa.
Some of us are luckier than others.
Go ahead. Oh, because you're looking it up. Okay, never mind.
Sorry.
Please stand by.
Yeah.
Here's a rose quartz heart.
You got to learn how to make small talk while you're looking it up, eh?
Awesome.
So, Corinne, with the moonstone, rainbow moonstone, I sent Mary Margaret, the cabochon I sent her was a 50 carat. It's big.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice. It's a really nice cut, too. I didn't realize moonstone was a big stone right now. But I probably have some laying around. I'll look for you.
Okay, this Temperance is, it appears like an angel showing the fool how to accomplish the necessary adaptation. I'm not sure about this, guys. Oh. No, that's all I see.
What, for temperance?
Mm-hmm.
What does it say?
There it is. I got it now.
Okay.
Finding a balance between active and passive. Combining elements to create something new, whether in life or in art. Moderation, a middle course between extremes. Experiencing a healing presence or embodying the presence for others. After undergoing a symbolic death in the previous card, the Fool now experiences a moment of grace, a gentle touch of angel wings. A beautiful winged woman hovers within a rainbow disc, controlling the movements of two golden hoops. In one, a purifying fire burns, and the other, water ripples. As the two hoops orbit the angel, they create a rainbow path outlining a zone of perfect balance and moderation. Fire and water have long been seen as two elements that don't mix. Water extinguishes fire, and fire will turn water to steam. Yet in order for the universe to exist, we need both fire's aggressive yang energy and water's receptive yin energy. The trick is finding the proper balance between them, and it is this balance that the Temperance Angel symbolizes. The traditional image for this card is a winged clothed woman who pours liquid from one cup to another. Together with the title, it refers to the ancient practice of watering down or tempering wine. It may also have a chemical. Oh, this is running. Tempering wine. It may also have an alchemical significance, as the alchemist carefully extracts, purifies, and mixes compounds in her search for spiritual gold. Hero of Dreams Temperance card is a... yeah, it is. Sorry. Oh, God. Okay.
You're doing fine.
Is a development of the traditional image. Here the angel is almost nude, woo-hoo, indicating artifice. Instead of the two cups, the angel juggles the two hoops. And taking the place of the liquid is the rainbow, an artful blending of the fire and water energies. The concept on this card can be applied to many different areas of life. On the mundane level, the ability to successfully combine different elements is vital to all sorts of endeavors, from cooking a meal to building a better mousetrap. Emotionally in life, one hopes to demonstrate a proper balance between initiative and sensitivity. And the card shows the very essence of artistic creation as we attempt to temper our fiery enthusiasm and inspiration culled from the waters of the subconscious. As well, an artist combines the spirit elements to create something unexpected and new. To temper also means to moderate, and thus the card can refer to moderation, a middle course between extremes. The angel can serve as a reminder for us to hold in our hearts the idea that every fiery desert there is a cooling oasis. For every cold, rainy day, there is a roaring fireplace ready to comfort us. Hopefully, we will not only enjoy these creature comforts, but also use them as models of behavior so that we may act as a warm welcome or a cooling oasis for others. Yay! Who's next?
Next, well, did you do Kathleen? Is that who that was? Is Kathleen? That was Diane still?
That was Diane.
Okay, so Kathleen is next.
Kathleen is. Oh, she got a puppy on hers.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. Here's your card.
Aw.
See a little dog?
Yeah. That's awesome. My dog passed last week, so
Oh.
a couple weeks ago now.
That's a 10 of cups.
Not the Great Dane. The Great Dane that all entertains you all is still the one that's touched, is still touched and still here. And now with the bird. Whew.
Our Murphy dog's really slowing down. I worry about him.
Yeah.
Okay, the 10 of cups. All right, here. Peak emotional fulfillment, a happy family life, whether a biological family or simply a group of friends. Happy family occasions or interactions. Pleasant home activities. Having too high expectations. Wishful thinking. 10 cups line a path made of flagstones. They lead to a door which is swinging open. The image of a joyous family glows in the doorway, filling the card with warm light. A friendly dog greets us on the path. In this card, we find the experience of peak emotional fulfillment, a happy family life. Of course, it need not be a biological family. Whenever we form lasting bonds of friendship and love with others, we forge another link in the daisy chain of human solidarity, stretching from the distant past to the distant future. No matter what wars or prejudices may divide us, in the end we are all human. We are all one family. Thus, forming emotional ties to others in a way is a sacred act. In a reading, this card could simply mean happy family occasions or interactions or pleasant occurrences related to the home. The image on the card can also be seen as a somewhat idealized one. Perhaps you're setting your expectations too high or indulging in wishful thinking. Family life can be messy as well as joyous, and you will probably be better off if you have realistic expectations rather than assuming everything will always be rosy.
Well, that's kind of fitting right now. I'd say that was dead on.
Oh, boy. All right. And next is...
Thank you, Mary Margaret.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you. Who's next, Chris? You.
Michael.
Michael? Okay.
Rowed a boat ashore, hallelujah.
Okay, Michael, you got the Palace of Wands. Yeah.
So is Michael new? Is this his first time at Curious Times?
No, he's been on for about a week, hasn't he? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hello, Michael. Welcome.
Okay, Michael, here you go. Palace of Wands. This card shows a warm environment that encourages creative inspiration and the launching of plans and projects. The structures are built into a mountaintop, suggesting both the long climb ahead and also the attainability of the goal. Butterflies symbolize transformation of dreams into reality, and red roses signify passion. Structures are lit from within with the fires of the heart. Statues portraying the Knight of Wands symbolize forward momentum and focus. Okay. Next is
Corrine. Can't you see the list? No?
no, here. Let me put it
Okay,
on
it's
now.
Corrine, that's it. And then that's it. Corrine's the last one.
Corrine, you got the Tower. See the lightning? Uh-oh.
Oh, great.
Team Tower.
Even when she types, she's expressive.
What? Hang on a minute. I got to get something for my husband. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Right in the middle of the tower card. Right in the middle of the tower card. All
right in the middle. Oh, great. No, Mary. Oh, poor Corrine. She's like, no, don't leave me hanging on the tower. I don't know. It worked out tonight. Usually I was really, really wanting to do some readings tonight, and then I got like a really disembodied feeling right before we started. So, like my head was floating above my body. I always think of it as the balloon kind of thing. So sometimes I think that's just, I don't know, I was really, really tired today. It's just a very long day. I'm not sure why, though. I mean...
Well, because you got locked out. That always feels like a long day.
Yeah, it doesn't usually bother. I mean, it's not like I live out in the middle of nowhere and I was going to freeze to death. I mean, I could have gone right to my neighbor's house right away, you know? Just sat on the porch and listened to the bird scream and the dog bark at the bird. The other night, the dog was, the Great Dane, she's a little touch special. So the bird has figured out how to ring the bell and call the dog over, as we talked about. So his tail feathers, the bird's tail feathers were sticking out, and the Great Dane just went like this, put them in its mouth, didn't tug or anything, was just like holding him there. And that bird was all over that dog's nose like you wouldn't believe. It was hilarious. Of course, there were the cages between it, so I mean, the bird wasn't in any danger. But I mean, literally bit the shit out of that dog's nose. It was really funny. I shouldn't laugh at that, but the dog was just stood there and took it. Didn't want to let go of the tail feathers. Like I wish I'd got it on film. Didn't want to let go of those tail feathers.
A couple of good lessons in letting go. And what my favorite one was the time that I tried to learn how to water ski, and I tried it a number of times, and I kind of got up, but not really all the way up, and then my ass just kept smacking into the water. I wouldn't let I'm like, just let go. Half the lake ended up inside of me, and
just let go.
It's not a pleasant experience for sure.
Okay.
Oh, so funny.
I'm looking.
So funny.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
No, men. They can't find anything. Okay. Oh, Lord. Okay, the tower, and I'm... Here it is. Okay. Dang, Corinne, you got a long one. Okay.
Yeah, well, I know the gist of it already. It means you're screwed. Give it up. You need your help.
Oh, my God. Okay. A sudden revelation of the inadequacy of our thoughts, attitudes, assumptions, and worldviews. Creative inspiration. Realization of a new way to solve a problem. Traditionally in the tarot, the Tower card always meant calamity and destruction. This interpretation is confirmed by the usual image of two people falling headfirst through the air from a lightning-blasted tower. In the Tarot of Dreams, the hapless victims are absent, which is one indication that we need to take a deeper look at this dramatic card. In the previous cards, machinery and architecture have been used to symbolize the complex structures created by our conscious minds or our egos. On this card, the tendency of these structures to feed on themselves and grow ever more complicated is taken to its logical conclusion. A towering edifice looming over the landscape, dwarfing trees and other natural elements. Likewise, our minds often create even more intricate rationalizations that in the end entrap us quite as much as the devil does with his desires and ambitions. On the largest dome, we can see a repeating heart-shaped design. These hearts symbolize both positive and negative emotions. We often distinguish between thoughts and emotions, but in actuality, many of our emotions are based on assumptions made by our intellect. Power is built of gold, symbolizing how materialistic and acquisitive our conscious minds are. The tower seems secure just as our thoughts and our attitudes seem rock solid to us. In fact, they may be built on very shaky assumptions indeed. They are the result of years and years of calcification, which can only be penetrated by intense self-examination or by a flash of inspiration. And that is what this card is really about, a lightning flash of revelation in which the true nature of our thoughts, attitudes, and worldviews is seen for what it is, a poor construct of the mind based on faulty assumptions. The old interpretation of calamity is still valid because emotionally this kind of awakening can feel like quite the disaster as we watch our cherished assumptions, attitudes, and biases go up in flames. Another valid interpretation would be a flash of inspiration. This meaning fits well with the above interpretation because usually creative inspiration connotes something radically and excitingly different, as in the case of an artist who paints a scene in a way which no one has quite done before. In this interpretation, as in the previous one, the status quo is ripped away in order to allow for a new perspective. And of course, the inspiration needn't be only artistic. You may have a sudden realization of a new way to handle a problem at work or a difficulty in communicating with someone. In other words, the proverbial light bulb over the head. Shaft of sunlight which beams down across the card gives us cause for optimism and prefigures the major arcana card. 19
Wow.
Sun. So that wasn't that bad.
No, but the tower traditionally, as Kathleen knows, is a terrible freaking card to get. I've never heard it described in such an eloquent, beautiful way, Mary, as you just did.
Awesome. Okay, Chris, your turn.
Thank you.
Thank you.
True. A tower card usually means destruction and.
Oh no. Chris got buns.
Buns.
Nail buns.
Got some buns, hon.
Uh-oh. He was upside down.
I don't know if that's any better.
It's
Very nice.
12 hanging man. Uh-oh.
Well hung man.
I wouldn't just say anything.
I don't know. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to touch that one. Not literally.
Okay, here. Hanging man. Okay, small talk, guys. There he is. Uh-oh. Ooh, this is long. Hang on to your britches. Hang on to your britches, Chris. Self-sacrifice.
Have to put
Ignoring
pants on for this.
societal expectations. Gaining new perspectives. Playing the martyr. Uh-oh. Up until this point, the fool has identified the primary archetypical functions of his own mind, as well as larger moral and ethical considerations as he sets out on his voyage. Now he comes to the conclusion that at this stage of the journey, these personages and experiences are not enough to carry him to his destination. He must engage in the self-exploration that he began in the Hermit Card.
Self-exploration. Sorry.
But this time he must go deeper. It is not enough to explore. I don't think I can read this.
These are dirty cards. dirty cards.
Now, would you call the Love Dream Tarot? Is that what it's called? I want to get this deck.
Okay.
He must go deeper.
It is not enough to explore hidden caves and crevices. The inner space. Now he must relinquish the conscious world and dive deep within himself.
Just getting better.
Okay.
God.
It is the relinquishing that forms the main concern of this card. As the hanging man, called the hanged man in traditional decks, the fool no longer concerns himself with the approval of society or of the people around him, but instead sacrifices his social standing in order to more fully explore his inner self. The man is nude and is bald. As in the lover's nudity suggests honesty and voluntary exposing one's vulnerabilities. As in faith, baldness implies an openness to other points of view and a broadening of horizons. When we examine the figure's feet, we find that the feet are unbound, with the toes pointed as if to suggest a competitive diver who has just launched himself from a diving board. All of these elements suggest a voluntary giving up of one's present position in life. Machinery at the top of the card, as in other cards, represents the workings of our conscious minds. The water at the bottom suggests the depths of the subconscious. Our hanging man is seen in the act of diving from his conscious into his subconscious. Hanging man is not simply plunging off the deep end into his subconscious mind, but rather is making a deliberate and well-planned foray into new territory. The rules of the waking mind in the everyday world won't work in this inner landscape, but he is still making an essentially rational decision to venture there. Hanging man's tattoos provide another interesting clue. Obtaining a tattoo involves undergoing a painful procedure, so there is certainly an element of sacrifice there. Since tattoos are usually permanent, a person who gets one is forever and indelibly allying themselves with an ideological or artistic statement. Here the tattoos are completely symmetrical between the right and left sides of his body. This could suggest that the hanging man is leaving behind the prejudices and biases of his conscious mind to enter a world where there are no such distinctions. Tattoos are of stars, moons, and suns, bringing to mind the medals of the fool's breast pocket, which symbolize the goal of the fool's journey to attain a larger, more complete, and more cosmic awareness and integration. The hanging man, unlike in most decks, is not only upside down, but also backwards, facing away from us. He is literally turning his back on societal expectations and on the mental structures he has already created for himself. In a reading, this card may simply mean that someone is seeking a new perspective on things. Energy shown in this card can be taken to extremes. Sometimes we find ourselves being self-sacrificing to a fault. In other words, playing the martyr. At other times, we may swim against the tide simply because we like to play the role of the nonconformist. The hanging man is one of the most mysterious and evocative images in the tarot deck. Any attempt at interpretation will fall short of the visceral impact of this deceptively simple image. In dealing with this card, written interpretations can help, but in the end, the best way to unravel the image is to use its own mystery.
Interesting.
That was a very interesting card.
Yeah, very interesting. Good, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you for stepping up too, because that was really just like all of a sudden my energy went way, way down.
Aww.
So I appreciate you doing that. I'm very dizzy, so I'm going to sign off because something's not right in my head right now, and I do have seizures. So I will see you all. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for having me. I'll talk to you guys later.
Hope you feel better.
Okay, take it easy.
Thanks.
Take it easy.
Careful.
Okay.
Okay, so
Bye.
I will. Bye.
stay away from sharp objects.
Oh. Well, that was interesting.
Well, there you go. That's quite the deck.
Oh, God. Okay.
All right. So I don't know. Let me toss a song on, and then we'll see if we're just gonna wrap it up, or if we'll come back for Alrighty then. So what are we doing? Are we doing overtime?
Amy wanted this card, so can I read this card?
Yeah.
Okay. I wrote part of it on here. Self-imposed isolation and seclusion, separating oneself from a situation to gain perspective, meditation or self-examination, seclusion as a form of escapism. At this point in the sequence, the fool realizes that there are so many voices clamoring inside his head that he needs to halt his journey and sort out the confusion. And so he finds a place where he can focus on his inner explorations undisturbed. At its most basic level, the hermit means isolation, usually self-imposed. Even the most gregarious among us need some downtime to recharge their social batteries. Then there are those who are introspective by nature, and for them this card is more an illustration of their essential being. The card has some superficial similarities to both the Priestess and the Faith cards. All three cards show an individual who is alone and who is searching for enlightenment. The kinds of enlightenment they search for, however, differ. The Priestess ritualistically opens herself up to perceive input from the subconscious. The figure on the Faith card endeavors to place his or her observations into a moral framework, whether religious, spiritual, or ethical, and to find some guiding principle or ultimate truth to believe in. The hermit, on the other hand, is engaged in a strictly rational, empirical activity. He is contemplating his own actions, thoughts, and feelings in an effort to gain wisdom. He isolates himself in order to gain perspective on this situation. The isolation is usually more effective when it requires some effort to achieve it, and thus on the card we see that the hermit must have gone to some trouble to attain his position. On the card, a bearded man in robes sits on a rocky promontory. Promontory? I don't know what that is. The long beard suggests that he has been sitting there a long, long time. His white robes signify the purity of his attention as he focuses it on his own psyche. Significantly, the rock he sits on juts out over a deep valley, symbolizing that while he probes his own mind with a surgeon's skill and focus, he also holds himself apart from it, unlike the priestess who submerges herself in it. The hermit's lantern is a wand topped with a radiant jewel. The jewel represents the illuminating power of the conscious mind. With this lantern, the hermit brings light to the shadowy corners of his mind and penetrates its mysteries. As with all the cards, the energy shown on the hermit can be overdone. When one finds oneself using seclusion or meditation as an escape rather than an exploration, then it is time to use our hermit energy to discover why we're behaving this way. This card should be a tool to help us on the road of life, but it's not the end of the road. Got it? Miss Amy?
What the hell is the end of the road?
I have no idea.
That's for me to know and you to find out.
Sorry about that. I didn't have a means of communicate. That's exactly what I do. I'm so secluded. It's the only thing I like to do, and some of it's good, some of it's good, some of it's bad. But it's certainly spot on. So, good job, Mary Margaret.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, Elvis has left the building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what are we doing, guys? Are we going to stay, or are we going to go, or what are we doing?
Hello?
Well, hello?
It's up to you guys.
Anybody got anything to say?
You got what do you got to say for your damn self? Wait,
yeah.
Should I stop? stop recording?
Oh, yeah, you better.
No, Chris, don't stop.
This is what they call it. This is the end of the road.
Oh.
We're back, Sunday with Amy. Or else we'll do an ad hoc show, like, it may be. You know what I mean?